curry squash soup. You can make it with pumpkins, you can make it with butternut squash, or you can make it with these fun little fellas. These are curry squash. So we start out our soup pot with 2 large curry squash. You peel it up and throw it into a pot with a large onion and let that start cooking down. Now, once the squash starts to get tender, we can add, and the onions get translucent, of course, we can add a little garlic and ginger to the mix. Now, when I cook squash, I always add a little bit of nutmeg as well. So we mix in our ginger and our garlic, they're little buddies. We have our nutmeg in there. Where's the curry spice? Here's the curry spice. So, depending on how deep you roll with your spice pantry, I like to use the opportunity to use up a lot of the spices. I'm spice obsessed. In a small skillet, I have about a tablespoon each of cumin seed and coriander. I have less, about a half a palmful, a teaspoon to a teaspoon and a half of caraway seed. See how it's just starting to smoke a bit? That means it's toasted. So we take our toasted spice and add it in to our spice mill. And then we're going to add in about the same amount of our turmeric. It's about a teaspoon, teaspoon and a half of the turmeric and your Kashmiri chili. Then, delightful. That's deep. Yum. All right, we stir that around. It's all toasty and delicious. And then you're going to add about 6 cups of chicken bone broth or stock. Now we want to lower it to a simmer so it doesn't splatter all over us when we're trying to immersion blend it into a smooth soup. So, get this guy in there first. Don't put it in there with the motor running, right? I'm saying this because these things happen. Now you just leave it uncovered at a low bubble until it's the consistency that you wish to serve at the table. Now let's get to one of the fun accoutrements, one of the fun toppings. We're gonna take some yogurt. I've got a couple of cups of yogurt in here. That would do it would dress up to 4 naan breads. And we're going to add to that cilantro, dill, mint, garlic, lime zest and juice. And make this beautiful raita, a nice little topping for the garlic naan bread. We're going to add the juice of 1 lime, the one that we zested. We're gonna add the juice of that too, just to thin it out a hair. And a little salt. And a little pepper or red pepper, the Kashmiri chili. Now, once the bread gets brown like this, you're gonna take some melted butter or ghee, this is clarified butter, and brush the top of the bread with that. And then in the oven, I just put some little cherry tomatoes and let them char under the broiler. Give them a little bit of a mash. And then take the burst tomatoes, put it all on top of that garlic naan bread. And then we take a big old charred hunk of this beauty. Come over here. And then we take that really cool mint, cilantro, dill, green sauce that we made. Do a little swirl. And then we're gonna add our pumpkin seeds. Some edible flowers.